Hey YouTube, I'm doing outstanding and this is going to be a little bit of a different video. Today, I'm going to go through this bucket. I'm going to show this stuff to you. Why? Because why not? So, the first thing, this is a blue LED strip I pulled out of my last computer. Here we go, here's something interesting. Let's see if I can get it unstuck from the strip of LEDs. I happen to have a little robotic toy car thing that honestly I never got very far with because I broke it. God damn. That one really long string of LEDs, I'll be honest. Can I please just get this undone? Yeah. Oh my god. Like one of those clown things that never ends. Like, seriously. Super long string of LED cables. But yeah, little robot car. This is honestly not very powerful, but I'd say it's on par with Lego Robotics. This is a lot of very old, very damaged microprocessors and many things that honestly I don't know much about. They came from Tektronix, which is actually just up the street from here. This particular anti-static rail is by National Semiconductor, but honestly I don't know what any of those do. So let's move on. Let's see, what is something interesting I've got in here? Ooh, breadboard with some buttons on it. Wireless microphone, the same one I'm wearing right now, but a different one. Ooh. Here we go. This is my anti-static wristband. Let's see. Ooh, so you guys probably can't even see this little guy here, but this is a light-based transistor. It's kind of cool. I don't know much about it. Oh, another part from my last computer, USB hub with two USB 3.0s on it. Honestly, I should probably find some way to integrate that into my current PC. That'd be nice. Oh, yes. How to build a clock. I actually have it built. I can grab that. Do. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Haha. I've returned. Within this box, I have my clock module. Now, with this, I can't turn it on right now because I don't have any power for it. But it's basically just 3555 timers. Super simple to use. Couple of logic gates to, well, it's mostly for debouncing, but with this potentiometer you can change the speed of the flash. With the button you can cause it to just boop, boop, boop anytime you push the button, and the way to switch between that is this little switch here. The first 555 timer controls the potentiometer, controlling the clock, so to say. The second potentiometer is the debounce. Sorry, the second 555 timer is actually a debouncer for the button, because when you push a button, the signal doesn't go cleanly through like you think it would. In fact, pretty much any button you find is going to have a debouncer, or it's going to get a lot of messed up signals. And the switch, it just goes through here. It also has a debouncer, though it's not as needed. And it switches between them. It's pretty cool in my opinion. I wish I could show it to you working though. What else do I have in here? Yes, I have my Arduino Mega 2560, Raspberry Pi 4 in case, Raspberry Pi screen, Raspberry Pi camera, Raspberry Pi 3, a lot of Raspberry Pi stuff in here, my 40-pin Pi wedge, also for the Raspberry Pi, believe it or not. My Arduino 101. My Arduino Uno. Ooh, this is a RAM chip. This specific RAM chip is what you would use with a 6502 processor. At one point, I was building a computer out of a 6502 processor. I was building it by hand, but time has gotten away from me at the moment, and so I will return to that when I have the ability to. As you can tell, a lot of other parts go into that. And the clock module is part of it. The clock module is actually intended for it solely, so that I can debug it, so to say, you know, step through its processes and figure out why it's doing the things it's doing when it's supposed to be doing other things. So there's that box. What else do I have in here? Soldering iron, very useful. Soldering iron, very useful. Just tons of breadboards. Let's see. Ooh, junk mail. Another LED strip. Got a lot of those. Oh, what's this? So this is, as far as I can tell, some sort of battery. I think. USB charger. I'm pretty sure it's a battery. Ooh. Segment display. 7-segment. Motor controller. Some relays on top. Let's see. Here we go. Tank tread for this guy. You just kind of slide it on here. Oh, come on. You know, I didn't realize how much that was probably annoying on the mic. I'm sorry. Let's, come on. Oh no, too far. Alright. There we go. So, it's, as you can tell, it's got the motor up here. This will rotate this wheel. And then the tread will rotate that back wheel. Makes it fairly all-terrain. But, you can also put these. I don't think this is actually intended to go on here. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Come on. There we go. Yeah, it looks like it fits. Sort of. Not quite with the metal, but it is an option you have available to you. Ooh. This, I believe, is a water sensor, actually. Oh man, can I open this? No, it doesn't want to open. Well, anybody who's watched my channel since the beginning, which is like 2 people, would recognize this. I had it in the background of my video once. Why? I don't know. I found it at the local store. That was loud. Let's see. Resistors. What is this? Honestly, I haven't the faintest idea. They look like pins. Oh, here. 200 pieces, 2.54 millimeter pitch male P-in crimp terminal connector. Intriguing. 9-volt battery. You know what I haven't done in a long time? I have it. It's weird. I can hear it arcing. I don't know if you guys can. Ow. Mother. God. That's fresh. Whew. Funky. Oh, man. Needless to say, there's a lot of weird stuff in this box. This is my electronics box. Every once in a while I pull it out, I decide to build something, and I actually built something recently. Oh, let me grab it. this is actually something I built recently, as in like yesterday. So it's built off of an Arduino Uno. It's got a DHT11 sensor here, which is a temperature and humidity sensor, because I wanted to measure the temperature and humidity. And then this sensor here, I believe, oh man, what is it called? Oh, there we go, CCS811, or CCS811. Now, what that measures is the carbon dioxide levels in my apartment, as well as the TVOC, which, off the top of my head, I don't know, but basically, it's volatile organic compounds or something like that. Dangerous things in the air. And it measures both of those. It used to measure temperature, the older version of this chip. This particular one does not, which is why the DHT11 is on there. And then I also put this little LCD screen. And this only tells me the temperature and the carbon dioxide, because those are the two that I really cared about. But the Arduino outputs the humidity and everything else, well, the humidity and the TVOC and all that, to a text file on my desktop, so that I can go through and look at the past, and just in general see what it was like. So, one thing you may not know is that carbon dioxide levels are going up. They believe, I think it was like in the early 1900s, carbon dioxide levels were about 300 parts per million. Right now it's at about 400 parts per million. And in your apartment or home or what, your office or car or what have you, well, car is separate, I'll get to that. But in your home, it can range from as low as 400 with good ventilation, because 400 is like outdoors. 500 is for like cities, outdoors. But anyway, so it can range from 400 to about 1,000 just throughout your average day. But if you start closing doors or if you have poor ventilation, it can get as high as 4,000 parts per million. I mean, that is insane. I got mine up to 6,000 parts per million. And that scares me, because at 2,000 parts per million, there is a 15% decrease in cognitive function. Even now, I'm struggling to keep my thoughts straight because it's too hot outside, and I have my AC running, and so I have to keep the doors and windows closed, which is poor ventilation. So, I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better ventilation in here because I really would rather have my brain back. I have noticed that I think that may be playing a part into why it's hard to keep up with this channel and why it's hard to get into the tech things that I love to do and why I never finished that computer, is an actual scientific reason for cognitive decrease. That was words. You get what I'm trying to say though. So I figured measuring the CO2 levels in my apartment is a good idea to start. I strongly suggest you do the same. You can actually buy that kind of sensor yourself for like $150, but I chose to build my own because it was much, much cheaper. I mean, we're talking like $15. So, but to be fair, I already own the LCD and the Arduino and the DHT. I just needed the CO2 sensor, which was like $15. So, there's that. If you have any knowledge with Arduino, I would suggest you build your own. If you want me to make a video on how I built mine, I'd happily give that to you. Because, well, you know what, I might just do that anyway, whether you like it or not. Because, I mean, I made this video without any sort of request. So, if you want to see more things like this, I have other boxes elsewhere that have other things, and I'd like to show those off too. Leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, check out the Patreon because I am poor. And I could really use some help right now. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a great one.